Hey, how is everybody doing? It's Craig, and I'm back. Not an unboxing, not a mail day. We have, I guess, a review and a haul. I just got home from NJ HorrorCon, which is a HorrorCon in New Jersey, in case you can figure that one out. Um, and I want to give a little bit of a critique of it, my opinion of it for people that haven't gone or on the fence about going. I know Monster Mania is coming up, and that's the thing that everyone's focused on. Monster Mania, quite possibly, is the greatest horror con there is. When you look at the sheer people who are there, opportunity, and the products that you can buy. But I'm not going to debate that because I haven't been to all of them. I've seen vlogs from a bunch of them. I haven't been to all of them, so but it's definitely up there. Unfortunately for me, this year I cannot, or this season, I'm not going to be making Monster Mania. Finances aren't going to make it possible. So I wanted to give myself sort of a alternative. So I went, I'll go to NJ HorrorCon. And I definitely went down budget. It went bowling on a budget. I went down there. Well, I could have taken out more if I want, but I pretty much said, you know what, $200 period, counting everything, tolls, admission. So after tolls and admission, that made me $160. $160, have some fun at HorrorCon. Why the hell not? There were a couple orders I wanted to get, so I knew right off that's going to take out some of the cash. It also gave me a chance. I met up with another fellow YouTuber, fellow Facebook group guy, Brian Minnick, who I've interacted with on YouTube for a while, Facebook for a bit. Really good, cool guy. He was there with his son, who tried to get Alex Vincent to come up with a really nice inscription. But I won't say anything more about that because he'll probably do a video and definitely tune into that story there. So my overall impression of the con is it's a good con. Doesn't compete with Monster Mania or some of the other bigger ones I've seen, but not because of the names. There was a lot of good names, but it's more because of the vendors who are there. You didn't have the number, maybe the really big ones. Like there was a good size one. I mean, Vinegar Syndrome was there, and I stayed away from them because blowing on a budget, that was one place to stay away from. I bought a bunch of DVDs, but they were all in the $5 to $7 range. But there was also Trauma was there, who I did ask for about a certain movie. They didn't have a copy of it, so I wasn't able to get it, unfortunately. Fear Town USA. Oh, so much fun. There was, like, Knee-High Pins was there. Knee-High Horror is the name of the company. I don't know if any other big pin companies were there. They might have been. I'll be honest, I didn't go upstairs. That's where Peter Chris was. That's where they did some of the Q&As, which I heard were good. And usually are cons, but I was there I wasn't there for that stuff. I was there sort of for the autographs for shopping this time around. I tried to take advantage of the other stuff when I get a chance to stay. So I knew I wasn't staying over, so I sort of tacked it from one direction. So, my only negative thing I would say about this con is they took advantage of a lot of space, but some space they set up very narrowly. Very narrow. Like there's some places where they really should have just been one table on the wall and then walkways. And what they did is they had table one wall, table on the other, and a very narrow walkway. There was one guy who was cosplaying as Joe Dirt, which is cool, awesome costume. But he was dragging the wagon with the meteorite on it, and that's a big wagon, a big meteorite. So stuff like that made walking tough in some areas. And I know I'm a big guy. I'm a little, but even small folks had some tough navigating. But aside from that, I liked the way they did the autographs because the autographs people were all over the place. It wasn't just one central room. There was a room that had more of them than not. But then people like Alex Vincent, Amelia from Night of Demons, Adam Green, Danielle Harris, Derek Mears, they were all in rooms, actual rooms, just amongst everything else, which I thought was pretty cool. And I didn't have to wait for any autographs I got. Admittedly, I only got a couple. But let's get into the haul, because I did have something happen. Actually, I had two things happen. One, I came very close to cheating my budget, and I didn't do it, and I'm not sure if I regret it horribly or if I was okay to do it. You yell at me in the comments, or just give me, oh, it's okay, man. I look forward to knowing if I should kick myself in the ass or not. And the other one, well, we'll get into it. But here's what I got for I think I wound up spending $145. I think that's how it all adds up. after the $30 entry fee, etc. So I went home with $1.85. I went home with 15 for my original 200. I got 4 DVDs, 6 pins, a figure statue package thing, and 2 autographs. Sounds good, right? I think so. What do you want to see first? I guess I'm going. Let me go with the DVDs first, because that's probably the hierarchy on the lower end. I try to support small companies, and Wild Eye Studios, I think, is tied to the people that was throwing the con. Had a bunch of DVDs, and they were 3 for $20. And I read through the back of a bunch of them. I know you can't judge a book or DVD by the back, but they sounded fun. And listen, for 6 and change, it's worth a shot. So we have Serial Killer, which the description looks fun, and the images look cool too on the back. It almost has like that 70s exploitation. I don't know if it was shot that way or just that's how the image looks. But that looks like it'll be a fun watch. We have All Pretty Fine Things, and you have Alex Devolve in this, who, spoiler alert, he is one of the 2 autographs I got. Not from this movie, but I got that for something else. Want to make a wish and guess? And then the last one was House of Salem, which at first I thought I had seen, but it just reminded me of a couple other movies. But it's a weird thing, because in this case, a group of kidnappers become a child's unlikely protector. I always like that when you see a script sort of changed around. I think that was best done in The Collector, but it's been done decently in a few films. And then the last movie is actually a movie short, and the premise isn't that original, but it was $8, this one, and it comes autographed by the director and the female lead. So I figured, you know what, why not? If this helps propel them to make their next work, it becomes a big thing. That'll be cool to have. If it doesn't, it's $8. I have spent more money on less. So we have Dead Ringer. So those are the movies. Next, I guess I'll show you the figure type thing. This is something I've seen for a long time, and I always thought about picking up, but it was always too pricey. It wasn't expensive. It was always too pricey, like 30, 40 bucks, or 20 some odd bucks with like 15 shipping. So it was never worth it. But this is a NECA statue from 2001, and it was 15 bucks. Can't go on. 15 bucks. It will be coming out of the box. You got, well, I guess I'll show it this way. You got the couch scene from Beetlejuice. You know, 15 freaking dollars, and it has a lot of significant weight to it. I cannot say no to that. So, kudos. Next, we're going to go to the autographs. Yes, I know I have pins too, but I like the pins are probably my favorite thing. I really am a big fan of pins, even though I try to stream them out more. I mentioned the first autograph I got, and that was Mr. Wishmaster himself. And this was $30, and you got to pick the 8x10, and I picked this Fangoria one because I think it's badass. He actually signed his name twice, once in black up here, once in gold down here, and he said, Craig, best wishes. It's funny, he says best wishes, it means so much more just because it's Wishmaster. I might rather him say make a wish, but I like that a lot. I'm going to frame this bad boy up. I'm going to hang it next to the Wishmaster figure I have. The other autograph I did buy to Craig, the party's just begun. Can you guess? Can you guess? The party's just begun. We have Angela from Night of the Demons. Now, they had other options. And admittedly, I would have liked some of the other options better, but they were bigger. They were more poster size, and I am learning something. As I get more and more to the autographs or even some prints, unless it's something that I'm going to have a bunch of names on, or unless it's just something that I'm just awestruck by, 8x10 is what I got to do. So this, for me, was the best 8x10 photo they had on the lot, so that's what I went with. Now, there was 2 other sets of autos I didn't get. One, I didn't think about getting until I got there, and the other, I'm going to tell you why I didn't get it. I really like Laura Ortiz from Holliston. She was obviously a big part of Victor Crowley, Hatchet 4. And she's been in a few other things. She's been in a bunch of other things. But I really like her for Holliston and Victor Crowley. Victor Crowley put her over the top for me.
But one, her autograph was pretty high considering the notoriety. Maybe like she cost more than Adam Green cost. I think she cost as much, if not more, than Derek Mears. But I probably would have done it if the options were better, like to choose from. Like they had a Guardians of the Galaxy one, or two, whichever one she was in, and then they had a bunch of like what looked more like modeling type prints connected to Holliston. So like I would have loved like a nice Victor Growley screen grab, something in that, some scene with her talking, engaging, or even a Holliston screen. So for that, I didn't do it. And I also, I'll be honest, I was thinking about something else, and this might seem weird, but as I get older, like I think it becomes there's a level of creepiness sometimes to going up to like young actresses and go, I really like your work. Like I wonder that in my head, is that a thing? Like, it's the first time that's popped in, and all of a sudden it's like, huh. It's like, no, I legitimately do. I find you entertaining. Oh yeah, sure. What? It's like I don't know. It's a weird thing in my head. Cognitive dissonance abound. But that aside, the other autograph I did not get, and this is where I was going to cheat the budget because when I saw the opportunity, I'm like, wow, that's really amazing. I was talking with John Russo a little bit because I was going to get a photo signed from him, and I wound up not doing it because he had this bound script, Night of the Living Dead script, signed by him and George Romero, and it was $140. And if you got that, you also got this other $20 signed magazine by him for free. So, in my mind, I love John Russo, but in my mind, it's like, George Romero, that's one of the autographs I wanted, I never got a chance to get. And so I started to think, well, I got a credit card, I could always put it on there. So I asked him, I'm like, do you take credit cards? And he's like, fortunately, my manager is the one that usually has that thing on the phone, and they're not there today, so I can't take him. And he's like, but I do take PayPal. And then I'm like, I got a phone, I could PayPal you, and I don't have my credit card set up on PayPal, but I could, and it would be quick to do. And then he's like, he said something like, well, can you do it PayPal cash? I guess, if so, isn't that the same as like a Mac machine? So could you just go to the Mac? Now in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I don't want to go to Mac because I tried to be good, but it's also, I can imagine how much they're going to charge you. Like, I know Monster Mania, I want to say Monster Mania was like $6-8, like a fee. And I know $6-8, spending $140, you shouldn't think about it, but it is one of those little annoying things. And I know it's on his side, he'll lose money in the transaction because PayPal takes what they take. But I told him, you know what, let me try to find the Mac machine. Don't hold it for me. If it's here when I come back, I'll talk to you. If not, no big deal. I didn't go back. I'm sure somebody bought it. So here's the question. For $140, George Romero, and there was no certificates with it. That's the thing, too. But it was the guy himself saying, yes, it's George Romero. Did I miss a good opportunity, or did I dodge a bullet? So let me know in the comments if you have Romero, Auto, etc., your thoughts there. I know, I personally think that I'm still regretting it a little bit, but financially I'm ecstatic I didn't buy it. It's one of those deals. But next we have pins. Well, pins and lots of stickers, because the one good, Knee-High Horror, has lots of really cool stickers. And yes, I am a middle-aged college professor, but I have a laptop, not when I use at school, but my own personal laptop, is covered in horror stickers, as is my hat box that I keep my bills in. So I'm always anxious to get some cool ones, and I got another one of these, which I already do have, but now I have one for my laptop as well as my bill case. We have this, I believe, is probably the Leatherface and the director, or maybe it's just the guy who played Hooper. I'm not sure. What else? What are the other really neat ones? American Indian. At first I saw this, I saw Creepshow too. I don't know if that's connected to anything or not. And you have a really cool Shelley Duvall one. And you have Michael Myers, USA, yay. And you have, I forget this guy's name. This isn't Warhead Rex. Is this Warhead Rex? I don't know. I've not seen the movie. If it is, if it's not, you can tell me down in the comments who it is. Okay, so 6 pins in them. The best things I'm going to tell you about their pins is they're all from movies that I like, which is good. and they'll also move. Some of them are very freaking obscure things. So I'm going to do it in sort of the movies I like. Rest to grade. I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter. First and foremost, we have a nice basket case pin. Now this is one that's been up on the site. They've had it for a while. It's numbered out of 100, and this is number 24 out of 100. That's here on the back. Very cool. Next, we have Tales from the Dark Side, the Gargoyle. We know what that was all about. What was it she said? You lied, you lied. I think that's what she said. Either way, it didn't work out well for him. Awesome. I love Tales from the Dark Side. That's an anthology people don't talk about nearly enough. Next, we have another anthology that people don't talk about nearly enough. Someone that I would have loved to have met at Monster Mania, unfortunately not making it. Mr. John Carpenter. This isn't him, but you have John Carpenter Body Bags. And that's the guy that's telling tales in between. That's very neat. And that's 12 of 100. Some of these aren't out yet. They will be soon, though. So if you're seeing these and you're a Knee-High fan, they'll be out soon. I even asked the guy, well, do you mind if I put in my video? Is it something you're surprising? And he's like, nah, go right ahead. And now the next three I freaking adore, and I don't know which one I like more. One, from Stage Fright, The Killer. This was a movie I had completely blocked out. I think I saw it way back in the day, and I didn't go to rewatch it until Todd from All Things Horror recommended, and it was definitely a fun movie to watch. And now this pin is that much freaking, I don't know, this pin I probably would have still liked it even if I didn't remember the reference, but beautiful. Tales from Halloween gets shit on a lot. I personally like it. I don't love it, but I like it. And there's a couple of vignettes I really enjoy, this being one of them. So I've never seen a pin of this guy before, but we have the little creature who trick or treat, trick or treat, trick or treat, who winds up fighting with the Jason type guy, which was or Crowley type guy, whoever you want to call it. But that is freaking amazing. And then the last one is from Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And this is a pin that is probably my second favorite Killer Clowns from Outer Space pin ever. The first one I don't own. It sells for like $60. That's why I don't own it. It's the one where the cop's dead and he's using as the Crown's using him as a ventriloquist dummy. But this is my second favorite. You got Shorty with the boxing gloves. You can just hear them saying to him, "What are you gonna do? Knock my block off?" Ha 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 ha! Oh my God, I gotta rewatch this movie. But folks, that is my haul, and I'll let you know a little secret. It's the second time I had to record it because I forgot something pretty big inside. I'm sorry, it's almost 20 minutes. If you're in the Jersey area, though, it's worth going to. If you're curious which is better, this or Monster Mania is definitely better. But more so for the merchandise. For the names, the people you see there, I actually like the way they set it up better. But, folks, you have yourself a good one. And if you like what you see, give it a sub. If you don't, that's cool, too. Have a great one. Bye.